Sketch the curve y is equal to cos x for x in the interval of 0 to 360. So here I have a graph from 0 to 360, and I'm going to draw a cos graph on that. So a cos graph starts at 1, crosses through at 90 at 0, 180 at minus 1, 270 at 0, 360 at 1. And then for part B it says, sketch on the same diagram the curve y is equal to cos x plus 90 in the same interval, so 0 to 360. So let's say f of x is equal to cos x. F of x plus 90 would be equal to cos x plus 90. So this here, this represents a transformation of vector minus 90, 0. So in other words, it's a translation of 90 to the left, so along the x-axis. So basically, this cos graph was shifting to the left by 90 degrees. So this point will now be here, this point will now be here, this point here, and so on. So then, if I were to sketch this graph, it looks like that. And actually, that graph that we have here is a minus sine graph. So that's a minus sine graph. We have our original cos graph. So for part C, it says, using your diagram, find all the values of x in the interval of 0 to 360 for which these two things are equal. So we're looking for the intersections. The intersections would be here and here. So from the symmetry of these two shapes, so this curve that we have here is basically a reflection of this curve here in the line x is equal to 135 degrees. So that means the coordinate for this point, if they're reflections, they should meet in the middle. That will be 135 degrees. A similar kind of thing here, this meets halfway in between. The midpoint of 270 and 360 is 315. So then our answers would just be 135 degrees and 315 degrees. If this doesn't really make sense, or you want a more robust way of showing that the intersections of these two graphs would be 135 and 315, what we could do is just equate the two things. So we could say that cos x is equal to minus sine x. I'll divide both sides by cos x. So that's then the same thing as tan x is equal to minus 1. If we do inverse tan of minus 1, we end up with 135 degrees. And because the tan graph repeats itself every 180 degrees, we can just add 180 to this, and that gives us 315 degrees.